team of green, gangrene. That's the New York Jets. What are they looking into in terms of replacing Adam Gase? We've heard some talk about Robert Saleh today as being the heavy favorite to end up in New York. That seems a little shocking to me, but I am interested in anything you've heard on the New York Jets coaching search.
Well, they've got several candidates they're looking at. If it's a defensive guy, they ultimately hire. You're talking about somebody that is going to have to bring or have a plan for a strong offensive coordinator to come with them. So if it's Robert Saleh, that's probably going to be Mike LaFleur, Matt LaFleur's brother, or Mike McDaniel, and most likely McDaniel, by the way, of the 49ers that they bring with them, which means they kind of shift to a Kyle Shanahan offense. If you do bring in Saleh and somebody like that, it probably means that you stick with Sam Darnold for a year. The other guys that they've looked at, guys like Brian Daboll, they kind of reached out to talk to him. I don't know if they've done an interview or anything, but they reached out to his reps. And then Eric Bieniemy, although I think that was more of a, cursory interview. I don't think he's going to get that job. I can't see him surviving in the New York media at all. I think that, Saleh could be a guy. I don't know that he's a heavy favorite right now, but he's in the mix. The question really is like I said, if you get a defensive coordinator, your defensive guy up there, he's got to bring a strong offensive candidate to sell that group, because the Sam Darnold thing, it really, it hinges on with this pick what they're going to do, whether they take a quarterback at 2, trade back, or and keep Darnold, which is Joe Douglas's preferred ideal. So if you bring in Saleh and you bring in Mike McDaniel as his OC, that Joe Douglas wants to trade out of 2, multiply his picks, because he knows there are more holes on that roster, and let somebody else come up and take a chance on one of those quarterbacks.
Interesting. I mean, I could tell you, I've personally seen Robert Saleh's pitch deck to coaches throughout the course of my work, and you are completely correct, as you already know, but so our viewers understand. He has a whole page in his pitch deck dedicated to Mike McDaniel and a whole page dedicated to Mike LaFleur. Both guys are guys that he's going to want to bring with him. And they love those two guys and people associated with the Shanahan coaching tree, they're quarterback gurus, as they call themselves. So be interesting to see if they do get that job, if they can turn around Sam Darnold. Last question on the Jets, Ben. Does the relationship and now availability of Doug Peterson and Joe Douglas, does that have any impact on what goes on in New York?
No, none whatsoever. People are just trying to connect dots because of the previous relationship there in Philadelphia. Doug may be brought on as a consultant, but he is not in the running for the head coaching job there. And by the way, I've seen some weirdo rumor out there. Adam Gase is not in the running for the head coaching job in Philadelphia either.
I mean, if he's in the running for any head coaching job, there is seriously something wrong with this league.
If Jack Easterby gets his way and Josh McDaniels somehow makes it down there to Houston, I would not be surprised to see Adam Gase join his staff, potentially maybe as an offensive coordinator.